working.
Yeah.
But first of all, if you're passionate about what you're going to do, I believe in all work we do mistakes. So my first experience at work was when I reached at work. You know, you have to be confident when you're doing something. Even if it's wrong, in our industry, you have to be confident. Once you're confident, you give support of it.
Yeah.
So my first cup to make was for a customer, and I made a mistake on it because the waitress came and gave me a cappuccino single. I said I made it and gave it to her. Then she told me, no, the guest wanted a flower on it. I could not make a flower. So I said, what I've given you is what is supposed to go. I cannot make another cup of coffee. Please take that to a customer. If he calls me, I'll explain why. So that's how I started. But to me, when you love what you're doing, even when you make mistakes, still you will support that mistake and it will go. So I have love for the coffee, for the industry. I have love for what I'm doing, and when I'm on the station, trust me, I don't want anyone to disturb me. Even if you are home, even if you are the boss, once I'm in my bar, it is my turn.
It's your area.
Wait for my shift to get done, then you can bring me coffee.
Interesting. If you're watching us, this is House of Talent, the coffee break. We are having some fun with Isaac and Charles here. You know, Charles telling us about his first experience, and he was supposed to make a certain cup of coffee, which he did not do, but these are the different experiences that we have. So if you're a barista and it's your first day on the job, relax. You got this. Have some confidence. We have you here at the coffee break, and we're going to take a break right now. But when we return, we still have that part of we're going to brew a cup of coffee, which I believe is going to be very tasty. Okay. And we'll also be talking about how can we set up a successful coffee business, which I think very many people are trying to get into right now. So we'll take a break right now. This is the coffee break on House of Talent Television.
If you look at City Oilers, I mean, we've been, you know, champions for the last, 7 years, and I can tell you that it's because of the players that we have on the team, and I would say that we have some of the best players in the Ugandan league, on the City Oil. So as a coach, you want to pick your best players in the country to play, and I will not say it is unfortunate that they all come from City Oil, but a lot of those players are City Oilers, and I really don't want to see it that because I'm a City Oilers coach and management is City Oilers, it's just purely on statistics.
In summary, you're saying it's purely based on merit.
It's definitely based on merit.
What does it mean to be a community artist? What does it mean to to work within a community whereby you are all in the same boat, but maybe no, what did they say? You are in the same storm, but in different boats.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think here for me, if you are working for a community, there are certain things that you have to do for the sake of the community, and where you're not expecting to earn from. And if you're working for yourself, it doesn't mean that if you're working for yourself, you don't work for the community, or when you're working for the community, you don't work for yourself. So I think there is a need for a differentiation here in terms of like, what do I do for my community and what do I do for myself? Because at the end of the day, you need to survive. You need revenue. You need to pay your bills or support your mom as well with your siblings. So I think
you are doing that because you want to earn.
Exactly.
So that you can improve onto your life, so that you can, like you said.
So for me, I think the advice would be like, what is the relationship between your community work and the work and your business. You know, if you think your community work is your business, then you have to have a model that is going to work to help you to earn from that community work. But then it ceases to be community and it becomes your business. You get what I mean? So when we work for our communities in the arts community, we work for them. We actually invest in them, you know, and then for us to survive as individuals, we have to find other alternative sources of revenue. And that's where I think Abdul has to think around and say, okay, my graffiti, my community education, my what, my area is where I feed my community with my skill and time and investment. But for me as a person, I need to find my own business revenue.
So in other words, Faisal, what you're saying is that what we're seeing are being put on the screen. The
public art.
So for example, Abdul, what Faisal is saying that you can sell that art piece. So that should be in somebody's office. That should be in my office. That should be in Faisal's office. That should be in my sitting room. It reminds me that this work is painted by a community, by Abdul in this community, and I have it in my home. Can we hear some more from Jaja? Of course, Jaja is going to play for us that song, Kitenge. You've heard it, the sound, beautiful, and we're going to dive into how Kitenge is going to make it to the world stage as planned by Latif Shah.
Abamina bakyala mwena naddala bali erudde eri mu North London kyembakudira kiri kimu butekubagiza wadde embeera za korona bangi zatutagula kakati tuve mu mayumba kitengi pateyi n'ensonze bumale ate nga tetusaanidde ddala kugisuwa mwani yabagamba okwambala engoye z'emivumba tujja kwambala bitengi byokka Designer Latifu Uganda omurasita owakabye yatunga mu nnyonyi Maliki Jeni ne Hawa abo basibi banviri alo tujja kuba nabo Anifa wa makeup Mariamu yedikoleta konne popini ebyokulya bingi nnyo ebyekifiriko Madamu Sara Shoshi ebitaddemu omukono Olivia Katharini Nalima Maka manyinga ulira Kolono twambala ebitengi byokka Kolono twambala bitengi byokka
When you're alive, it's easy to forget that you die, or even that death actually exists. Beyond wreaths, caskets and cemeteries encountered seasonally. You cannot feel the sting of death anymore. You believe such things are reserved for others, the unwanted stepchildren of gods who did not exist anyway. When you're young, it's easy to forget that you grow old, that you lose the smooth texture of skin or the milky white of eye. That you're beautiful. Black flocks of hair shall grow one day, and your heart will grow weary with lack of ambition. You forget that one day you lose the spring of step and the innocence of youth. You'll lose the liberty to dream dreams and the lifetime to chase them. You forget that you'll grow bold, bent and bitter. When you're healthy, well sane and strong, it's easy to forget the pain of illness, the physical pain and the mental pain, the anguish of immobility, the dread of impending death, and the insane lasting after life itself. When you're born in Kampala, it's easy to forget the deprivation of rural childhood. When you're bread and buttered bread and frozen milk, it's easy to forget the hard-corn cobwebs welcoming the toddler and Morota to yet another day every day. When you're perpetually conflicted between beef and mutton for dinner, It's easy to forget the thousands of fellow citizens out there who've been constantly unsure of their next meal from the day they left the womb. If the toughest read in your life has been choosing between Buddha and Namagunga for your high school education, it's easy to forget that 70% of the nation's children do not have the chance of knowing the meaning of the boring word blackboard. When you're alive, it's easy to forget that you'll die. When you're safe, sound, fat and pampered in your gated and manicured suburban homes, it's easy to forget that the masses of Ugandans out there can only manage half the night's sleep, wooing to incessant battles with mosquitoes, bedbugs, and stomach grumbling from emptiness. When you've gained admission to Makerere, it's easy to forget that you were once mortal, that the blood in your veins isn't of blue hue, and that your arteries are not pipes of gold-plated steel. When you're young, it's easy to forget that you grow old, and surely you'll die.